After reading the transcript of Senor Peter Onodera, I learned that the Chamorro language can be used in many ways. It can be used during plays and all his books that he read as well. And I learned that in the beginning of his career, the publishers did not want to use any of the Chamorro language or anything because they were not interested. And I think it was also during the time of the World War where the Japanese took over Guam and used them as slaves. I read that the Japanese came over and they took over Guam and they took they took over Agana and Sinahanya as well. Those were the two main villages that were populated. Also, learning about how they were treated during that time and how he used it in his plays also. And being a teacher also teached his students how to write plays and about the Chamorro language. And not everyone was very interested. However, he kept pushing it until it was published and in his plays. Starting out as someone was not who tried to push the Chamorro language, but publishers did not want, is very difficult because they don't understand that Chamorro language is part of the island and is used as commonly with the Chamorro people. And for it to be used in plays can also show how the culture of the Guamanian people and the language. Also, having to push forward for the using of the language in all his plays where people don't really understand is also difficult because people don't see that it is good to learn about that culture. And if not, no one will know about the history as well as the background of the Chamorro people. However, he was lucky enough to have someone who was part of the World War who's called as the woman of the war, who told him about the story about being a Japanese service where she had to serve all the people as well as help the Japanese men as a slave. And for that guy to call him the one he was talking about in his transcript, it was okay for him to, because he was also a critic, and that's what he will get as an author, playwright, and someone who writes stories. So learning a lot about that and incorporating it with the Chamorro language and the World War II was very informing to read. And it was very interesting because not everyone knows the background of how the Chamorro culture was incorporated into the World War II and how Chamorro people helped.